here, and this is Daily Musings. And I thought we would start off the week with maybe not the most lighthearted topic, but something that I have been thinking about and dealing with. So let's talk about anxiety. Not a lot of fun. Some people seem to experience it, some people don't. Anxiety is one of those things that I've experienced in waves since I've been young. So since I was a late teenager. I've had periods of my life, especially when I was young, not for many years, so probably not at least a decade, where I experienced panic attacks, so an actual episode of panic. I had short periods of time where I was so afraid of the world that I didn't even want to leave my house at nighttime. There was something about nighttime that seemed particularly sinister and frightening to me. This was in the past, and I did a lot of inner work, and mostly in my mid-20s, I really felt like I was over it. That the anxiety I was experiencing was in my early teen years, my late teen years, early 20s, was a thing of the past. Now, I still had fears. So things like poor driving conditions or really bad storms were things that could still create a sense of anxiety inside of myself, beyond just perhaps a normal, maybe somewhat stressed reaction. Because I've known people, I actually seem to surround myself with people who don't experience anxiety in this way. So if they experience poor driving conditions, they might feel a little like more cautious, but they don't feel fear. They don't feel like that sort of fight or flight stress response bubble up from inside themselves the way that I tend to. So I felt as though I wasn't having panic attacks anymore. I'd done a lot of inner work. I'd found a lot more peace. And I was having fear responses to certain things like bad road conditions and storms and the things that tend to set me off. Flying in airplanes has been a problem in the past that I've mostly overcome. However, it's one thing to experience an acute episode of something, and it's another thing to experience a sort of chronic low hum of anxiety, because it's difficult to notice this, especially if you're experiencing a low hum of anxiety on a regular basis, because then it just becomes like the hum of the refrigerator. You don't even really notice it anymore. You get so used to it being a part of your daily experience that it's not something that you are noticing at any point. So this is where I found myself in the last maybe 3 to 6 months. I think a lot of this is something that I'm not going through on my own. I think a lot of it has to do with the pandemic, a lot of life changes and things like that. So I'm certain that there are at least some of you out there who are maybe going through a similar thing where you're kind of experiencing not this level of inner peace on a daily basis, but you're not aware enough of the anxiety or like the feelings of stress inside to really do something about it or pay attention to it. So I decided to pay attention to it a little bit more and go inward, go on a little bit of an inward journey and figure out, what is this that I'm feeling and what can I do to remedy it? So I wanted to share one of the remedies that I am currently implementing. I can't say that, I've been on this journey a while and I've solved all my problems, because I'm on the journey right now, which is why I'm sharing it with you. But one of the things that seems really important to overcoming that kind of like low hum of anxiety is having more real, tangible, sensual life experiences. So connecting to the earth, basically, doing things in the physical world. So things like yoga or exercise. Meditation is not necessarily in the physical world, but seems useful for me. Things like just basically playing outside, sitting outside, reading a book, laying on the grass, playing soccer or games outside, or just basically gardening, anything that involves being outside and being connected to the physical aspect of experience. There's something about anchoring in the physical that seems to really remedy the kind of buzzy head experience of stress and anxiety. So this is something that I've been thinking about and exploring as it's just a way to get out of my head a little bit more. And I think this is one of the reasons why things like cigarettes can be addicting to someone who's experiencing anxiety, because it is like a physical sensation. The act of having a cigarette or something like that is a way to, like, if you're experiencing stress, not only are you outside usually, but you're also having a physical kind of tangible, sensual experience when you do it. So I was just thinking about the ways in which maybe we unnaturally try to solve our stress or anxiety problems, like via like cigarettes or alcohol, things like that. But also, what are healthier ways to deal with it? And honestly, like, it really feels like the simplest, most obvious solution, but something that's very easy to ignore is moving your body, being in your body, and spending time outside. Like, I really feel like that'll do it. So just something I've been exploring. Wanted to share that at the front end of the week. We are on the Easter break right now, so not sure what we're going to be talking about as the week goes on. Maybe parenting will come up a lot. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll catch up with you later.